Alright, in this exercise in 444, one of your tasks is to identify an outlier, something that stands out as unusual, and then to calculate some correlation and regression equations with and without the outliers. Okay? So I've gone ahead and I've loaded the data here, and we're going to create a scatter plot first. And so it says to use the semesters as the x variable and units as the y variable. Okay, it says that's listed right there in part A of the question. And we can create the graph, and this is what our graph looks like. And we want to ask, do any of these data points look unusual? And if you ask me, it seems that this one is the only one that is kind of out of the ordinary right there. The other dots all seem to kind of follow a nice straight line pattern, but this one right here is a little bit unusual. Okay, so we have to identify which data point is that one. Okay, so looking at the graph, we see that it seems to be associated with 4 semesters and about 130 units. Okay, that seems to be the x and y coordinates. So we're looking for something with 4 semesters and 130 units. And when we go through our data, sure enough, it seems that our second line has 4 semesters and 130 units, and that one seems to be unusual. So what we can do is we can do our analysis with or without that row. That's the second row. So if I want to calculate correlation, I can do stat correlation and do semesters and units and calculate the correlation, and I see that the correlation between semesters and units with all the data is 0.755. I can go back and edit it, and under the where I can change one of the criteria so that it does not include that unusual feature. And to do this, I'm going to say where row does not equal 2. And so the way you want to do that is you say row and then you put exclamation point equal sign 2, and that tells StatCrunch do the correlation calculations but do not include the second row. That's what it's saying, and we can do that, and when you calculate that, we see that the correlation has indeed changed. Okay, so that should get you started, and what you need to do is you need to do some linear regression calculations, find the line of best fit. Okay, and it's probably a good idea to create the scatter plot with the line and see how the scatter plot changes with or without that data point. So I'm going to blitz through this very quickly. And so if I plot this, this is what it looks like with the data point in there. And let me see if I can do it without. Okay, row not equal to 2. Alright, and we can see how it has changed by including the outlier and not including it. We can see that the line of best fit has changed slightly by including it, and our fit has increased or decreased accordingly. Our coefficient has changed, our slope, and even the intercepts have changed. Okay, so go ahead and do that on yours. Include the regression equation and add your comments on how it has changed.